Hey guys, Aaron Wilson here at Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Chiefs, where the Texans take on a team that was in the Super Bowl last year, but is on a skid at 6-6, having lost 3 of their past 4 games. The Texans absolutely on a tear, having won their past 4 games in a row, all one-score victories. The team that didn't know how to win close football games is now finishing games and clutch in the fourth quarter, the second half, and everywhere in between at times. Obviously some tough endings at times in the first half, last week especially against the Colts, but overall an improving Texans team, 2-time defending AFC South champs. And this is their chance to exercise some demons from the past. The last time I was here, the Texans beat the Chiefs 2019 as Charles Omenihu, who now plays for the Chiefs ironically, forces a Patrick Mahomes fumble, and Carlos Hyde trucking Chiefs left and right. A great day of running the football. Texans could use another day like that running the football, or some turnovers on defense as they take on the great Patrick Mahomes. And yes, it is cold here, and I'm cold, but hey, it is what it is, as they say in the NFL. So flew up here early in the morning and all settled in, doing some television tonight for KPRC2, and of course tomorrow, keep it locked with KPRC2 and W.Click to Houston all weekend long. But here on the channel, I wanted to discuss some things and get into some key matchups. We've discussed a little bit, previewed it, but I have a couple more things I want to get out there. I think it's imperative that the Texans exploit this decimated Chiefs offensive line that's going to be missing Joshua Simmons on injured reserve, Jawan Taylor out, and Trey Smith, arguably the best guard in the NFL. So the Texans have some matchup issues there to exploit, and who better to do it? Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson Jr. They've got the guys to get this done. And you look at where the Texans are as a defense, top ranked in scoring defense, top ranked in overall yardage defense. And we're still hearing that Kamari Lassiter intends to play. They did a couple of roster moves. Jalen Reed, who broke a metal piece in his forearm, is being placed on injured reserve, has to miss at least 4 weeks, would need to be activated within a 21-day window, so possibly back for the playoffs. We'll see how that goes for Jalen Reed, who had surgery. Jalen Mills, we talked a lot about that he would be logical next man up, and has started 92 career games, including starts for the Patriots and stints with them and the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. So you have Mills up, signed to the 53-man roster. Thought that should have happened a while ago. A good football player. And to also, you have Jalen Reed to IR, and you elevate Elijah Huzzie, the corner, for special teams, and Haggai Nnabusi for depth, with Tim Settle Jr. out for the season and undergoing foot surgery. So that is a situation for the Texans where they have some depth issues and they got to fill in the gaps. That's kind of some things that happened today we already reported on. For CJ Stroud, cannot be confused by the unpredictable and crafty Steve Spagnuolo blitz packages, but he's been good at beating the blitz. The stats bear that out. Last year, though, they didn't. This year, the Chiefs, they're blitzing just as much as before, but they're not getting home. And so even George Karlaftis, who leads them in sacks, only has 5 sacks. Stone Cold Chris Jones, not as effective this year. It kind of seems to me like I don't see really the great effort from him. And they have some good players like Nick Bolton, good linebacker, Trent McDuffie, one of the best DBs in the NFL. And overall, it's a strong group. But that said, they're definitely not unbeatable. They just lost to the Dallas Cowboys. They are 6-6 for a reason. And the Texans, if there was ever a time that they were going to beat a vulnerable Chiefs team, it's now. So they need to take advantage of this opportunity. And for CJ, he's got to get his connection heated up with Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz and Jaden Higgins for the most part. And they got to run the ball. You saw there was no injury designation for Woody Marks. He's going to play. He's got an ankle injury. At first they called it a foot, but it's an ankle. And he seems good to go. You probably saw the article I did with him. He says he's feeling good. Same thing for Will Anderson Jr., no injury designation. And so the Texans are relatively healthy and we'll see how Kamari Lassiter, how his foot does in warm-ups. But I'm hearing he's going to give it a go, and they have Tremont Smith waiting in the wings in case he can't play. So Texans, from that standpoint, that's the biggest injury situation to watch. And in terms of other matchups, you have special teams. They got to hold their end of the bargain. I thought it was good to have Amir Speed up. Did a good job as a gunner, making that tackle against the Colts. So yes, the Texans, they were having a rough run there. I mean, Frank Ross's special teams were looking pretty bad. And for Kymie Fairburn, like I said, it is cold here, and he had a tough playoff game. He had a field goal blocked. He missed an extra point, and then he had one field goal that was just a plain miss. So cold weather, he's from Hawaii. It's not too cold in Hawaii, but I've seen him make kicks in cold weather before too. It wasn't like this is like he always can't kick in cold weather. In this case, and we don't even know if that was the reason, as he was very accountable about it after the game. I remember being here and feeling the frustration of the guys in that locker room. It was a tough day, a bad day for the Texans, and pretty much the nail in the coffin for Bobby Slowick, for Laramie Tunsil, for Chris Strausser, all the big changes. This new offensive line, though, they're looking good. These guys, this overhauled group of Ariante Ursary, Titus Howard, Jake Andrews, and Ed Ingram, and Trent Brown, they've been getting the job done the past couple of weeks, and they got to keep getting it done. They've got to protect, and they got to run block, they got to open up holes. But I like the direction of the offensive line. I think they're getting better. I think this team is improving and primed to make a run. And they get this win, somebody's going to probably lose. I don't think there's going to be a tie between Jacksonville and Indianapolis. And so if that happens, the Texans continue to move up in the playoff standings. They're currently 8th, and they own the tiebreaker over some of the teams that are ahead of them. So we'll see. I think Pittsburgh's going to fade. That's my opinion. And it's already not going so well with Aaron Rodgers, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, for the Texans, I see a team that is in position, that's making some noise, and has an opportunity here at Arrowhead Stadium, where a lot of bad things have happened. Of course, you remember the playoff loss, the 51-31, Bill O'Brien, ill-conceived fake punt. You saw the comeback that they made. You've seen other times, the divisional round losses. All these things have happened. Like I said, 0-5. And the Texans have some guys like Titus Howard and Kymie Fairburn that were part of those losses. And, of course, guys from last year that were part of 2 losses. So, yeah, I think the Texans certainly owe the Chiefs a couple. And it's time. It's time. It's time for the Texans to show that they can win a football game like this to take the next step. And if they can't, yeah, it makes you reevaluate. It makes you wonder, where are the Texans? Where do they stand? Can they get over the hump? All of the questions that are quite fair and realistic when you look at the Texans and how they stand in terms of the league. And, they've been trying to take the next step. This offense, yeah, I know, it's not great. It's good enough at times and needs to get better. But, Nick Haley, like I said, he's not grading him on a curve. He's a rookie OC. He's still, learning on the job. And sometimes the receivers have made some mistakes. Sometimes there's some breakdowns of protection. Sometimes C.J. Stroud has had some overthrows. The offense is, really the Achilles heel for this team. That's holding this team back a little bit. And the offense needs to hold up its end of the bargain and do its part to, keep up with their defensive teammates who are carrying this team. The Derek Stingley Jr.'s, the Kalen Bullocks, the Azeez Al-Shires. And, that's another thing. I want to talk about tackling. Got to get a hat on Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco. Dameon Pierce is not active, by the way, for this game. Dameon is not elevated from the practice squad. Chiefs roster moves came out a little while ago, so no Dameon against his former team. Would have been a cool story, cool to watch, but yeah, DP is not a part of the Chiefs' game plan this week. He's been on the roster now, their practice squad roster, for a couple of weeks. So that's the deal with the Texans and the Chiefs and some of their personnel. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's going to be an intriguing matchup, a good one to watch. It's certainly worthy of prime time, Sunday Night Football, and all that goes with that. So excited to cover this game. A little cold, but I'll be all right. I don't have to play football and get hit or hit people in this kind of weather, as the players say. Sometimes it hurts a little bit when you're out in this kind of elements, but that's football. It's a tough, like I was saying, guys, yeah, it's elements, definitely. The weather will be a factor in this game. The Chiefs are accustomed to it. The Texans did practice outside most of the week, And, of course, we had some unseasonably chilly temperatures in Houston, but nothing like the 25, 30-degree weather here in Kansas City, Missouri. So, guys, thanks a lot for following me here on the road. Please watch, like, and subscribe. There's also a hype button you can hit. It is free. The subscription, of course, is free. It's just, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. The more you watch, the better I do with the algorithm. And it does help me, helps my family. So I appreciate you guys and support. I do it for you guys, and of course I do it for my family. That's why I'm devoted all in on YouTube. And of course I'm on Twitter and X, @AaronWilson_NFL, Instagram, AaronWilson7128, on television at KPRC2, and writing for KPRC at our great website at www.click2houston.com, which is, again, also free of charge. So all my content is absolutely free to the public, and we also have memberships on this channel, which I appreciate the members, the people who have joined and are supporting the channel. So, guys, thanks so much. Please give it a shot, and thanks for everything. I'm excited. You guys can tell, even though I'm cold, I'm in a good mood. I'm fired up. I'm ready, and we're gonna get some Jack Stack barbecue tonight. Big recommend for Jack Stack. I've been there going all the way back to 2003 when I was covering the Ravens. First time I went to Jack Stack. It is a great barbecue restaurant, but there's a lot of good barbecue. Of course, Texas barbecue is king, but they've got some good barbecue here. Some real barbecue masters here in Kansas City, and they do a great job. But yeah, hey, look, Andy Reid, he enjoys it. Just ask him. He can tell you about some of his favorites. All right, guys, good to talk to you, and look forward to covering the game, and we'll have some more stuff between now and kickoff. Thanks.